Well, thank you for joining us for today's episode of Texas State's Women Entrepreneurship Weekly Founder Series. I'm so pleased that our guest today is Ms. Darsha Ham. Thank you so much for being with us.
Hello. Hi, everyone. My name is Darsha Ham. I am the co-founder and COO of Melanoid Exchange. I don't know if you would like for me to go ahead and get more into it. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
please tell us about it and tell us how you decided to start the company and a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey.
Awesome. So our company is Melanoid Exchange. We are an e-commerce platform, well, really an educational tool. We started off as an e-commerce platform and recently pivoted to becoming an educational tool that leverages artificial intelligence and gamification to take new e-commerce business owners through the journey of launching and then growing their new e-commerce business. So as you may know, e-commerce can be very challenging. So what we've done is create an educational tool where we're using artificially intelligent business consultant named Mel to walk a user through the journey, basically step by step, giving you that helping hand that you may need on starting that journey. And through that journey, there's a lot of gamification and just fun, great things that Mel does. She motivates and encourages the user to continue their e-commerce journey. We actually started off, that's why I said e-commerce. We actually started off as a marketplace. My husband and I, at a time where the nation was calling to support Black businesses. This was before George Floyd. Another incident happened where there was a call to support more Black-owned business. We desired to do that. And so in desiring to be a part of the movement, we wanted to go out and support Black-owned businesses, but what we found was that it was very challenging. And so although 2020 brought about a lot of marketplaces where Black businesses could be found, at the time, there weren't many that were really popular or successful. So we said, hey, why don't we be one of the guys that comes into the e-commerce industry and desires to make our mark and be able to provide not just us, but people in general across the world, a place to shop Black-owned business. And so we were actually very successful in doing that. We were able to have about 600 businesses inside of our marketplace, and we were able to be in about 34 different states, having people across. We've had traction from all across the world. And when George Floyd's tragedy happened, it caused our marketplace to blossom and really explode in a lot of traction. We were getting about 50,000 hits a week in that marketplace. But what we found was a really huge issue inside of the e-commerce industry, which is that there's really no actual consistent or reliable education platform or tool for people to use that will really help you. You don't have to spend hours on YouTube or hours on Google surfing and hoping that you find that, information that you need. And what we were finding is that people were going on YouTube and trying to learn or grasp this industry. And what was happening was that they thought in their first month that they would make about $50,000, because those are the type of videos that you see on YouTube. You see things like, in your first month, make $50,000 drop shipping. That's what you see. That's what, people are reeled in by. But what we found is that there's actually 90% failure rate amongst new e-commerce business owners within their first 4 months of going online. And so we're here today as a tech company to build that bridge and basically take our mark at closing that gaping 90% failure rate, which is really trending up as the e-commerce industry grows. So that's really where we are right now. Becoming this educational tool that leverages artificial intelligence and gamification to help new e-commerce business owners. Now, how I got into being an entrepreneur is quite unorthodox. I actually was not very much so interested in becoming an entrepreneur when I was in college, I always had this desire and this drive. I was always a leader. I was always involved in things. When I was in college, I did a lot of things. I pledged a sorority, Delta Sigma Theta sorority. I was president over, I chartered my own organization called Black Student Association, president and vice president over that organization, which still stands today, which is about 6 years from now. I also was the vice president of our student government. I did a lot of great things in college, but I didn't actually take on entrepreneurship. I just always was really called to lead. But when I graduated college with my nursing degree, I went on to be a nurse. I worked in it for about 2 years. And then after working in it for 2 years, my husband at the time had started Melanoid Exchange. And while I was working as a nurse, I would work about 3 to 4 days on, and then I would come my other 3 days and help my husband with the business. And
Sure.
even though at that time I was just doing social media and networking and helping and all those type of things, I started to get this sense of I belong in this. I belong in this company, and not just because I'm his wife, but truly because I was an innovator and I was already a leader and I had great ideas. And so he ended up making me co-founder and COO of the company after about 7 months or so of me, well, really probably maybe shorter than that, maybe 4 or 5 months of me just coming in and really working hard and really contributing some of our most pivotal moments to Melanoid Exchange. And really the things that you see today were pioneered by like some of my ideas. And so I actually, I didn't have any, I've always been raised by entrepreneurs, but I actually didn't have any drive towards it because, you know, there's a stigma around it, and especially in minority communities, that if you're an entrepreneur, you may struggle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's always this struggle. There's always this, you know, this push and pull that you need this career job. And if you don't have this career job, you won't have stability. And so I was always afraid to leave my stability for entrepreneurship. And what I found in that process is that, you know, it's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of what ifs. You know, what if you do? What if you don't? What if this does happen? But you would never know if you actually don't take that leap of faith. And so I believe that God pushed me into being the entrepreneur and the co-founder I am today. And it's been a journey, but it's been so great because I actually love tech and I actually love what I do. I love the businesses that we serve. I love waking up every day with the ability to make impact. And I believe that with our company, we are making a huge impact because we are helping people create generational wealth by owning their own business. We're helping them be more successful. And so in being more successful, they're able to start to generate that generational wealth that we're always talking about and we're always desiring to have. And it's really literally at people's fingertips, you know, but if they have the right tools and resources. So
that's very inspiring to hear. And I love your journey. Couple of things. I love that you named your AI assistant a woman. And it's also great to hear about the things that you did when you were in college and so many things that you were involved in and generating that level of community for you, but never quite saw yourself as an entrepreneur. And for our students, that is something that we're very interested in, being able to present different views of what an entrepreneur really looks like. Because many students may not think of it to begin with, but it's later on, once they've got some of the skill sets that they may, and some security that they've built up in a job, but then have a chance to be able to take a few more risks and sometimes jump off that cliff a little bit. We had a great entrepreneur describe it as jumping off the cliff and just being surprised that the parachute opened, but it opens. And always having, I thought it was a great analogy, and the idea that, you know, okay, there may be those challenges, you're always going to have those challenges in front of you, but there will be a new opportunity. Every door closes, one opens, one no is the next yes. There will be something else coming behind. Tell me what has
Yes,
been,
I truly believe that.
yeah, go ahead.
No,
What's
I was just telling you, I truly believe that.